murres live a lot like penguins, shoulder to shoulder. They're loud, they're smelly, and they are apparently quite the sight to behold. But, sorry, cat jumping off the table. Between 2014 and 2016, people in the Arctic noticed that there weren't as many birds. So at first they kind of went, okay, well, you know, they just didn't come back this year. They'll come back next year, you know. They're small fluctuations. But they have determined that within the last 10 years, we have lost 4 million of these seabirds. Why? And I know in the comments someone is going to be juvenile and say beware the blob, because yeah, it was the blob. The blob was a huge mass of warm water that went north. And much like the problems that the polar bears are having because you're melting all the ice and they can't get to their food, this mass of warm water also killed off a lot of the food that these birds would be eating because they're used to having things a certain temperature. So suddenly there was no food. And when there's no food, nothing breathes. In fact, there's all sorts of scientific things pointing out that in a famine, a proper, legitimate famine, a pregnant mammal will most of the time reabsorb that fetus because there is no way to care for it and the mother's body can't sustain it. Just an aside, you might want to keep that in mind when they talk about starving babies in Gaza, because how did the starving mothers have them? That's a side point. Either way, not that there's anything we can do about this, because this is just part of the ongoing issues that we're creating.